Hi everyone, and Merry Christmas to you. Welcome to the second of our Innovation Brown Bag events. The first one went really well. We got some great feedback after it, so we decided to keep going with the format in the new year. For December, given how full people's diaries seem to be this time of year, we thought we'd do a short video to talk about some of the exciting opportunities we've been exploring and to give you a bit more insight into the innovation process we started talking about last time. But we'll be back with the live format in 2021. In the team, we've been keeping ourselves busy with an innovation that's quite a long way into the pipeline now, and is one that we are really excited about. You may know that we and the neighbourhood team have joined forces with Accenture, with Amazon, and with loneliness experts at Swansea University to develop the first tech-based solution to mitigate loneliness and isolation, maybe the world's first. It's called Home Care. It's a smart speaker companion that will supplement some of the great work our housing and support teams do with our customers. It'll help in some key areas, namely food and nutrition, well-being and state of mind, and staying connected to family and friends. Loneliness and isolation have become a massive public health concern this year, but at any time they're big problems. They're at the root of many other issues and they impact negatively on people's health and well-being. Innovation's the main weapon we have in the fight back, and we hope that what we've been able to develop will help lonely people to stay connected, to stay motivated, and maintain a higher level of well-being than they otherwise would. If it achieves just a tiny bit of that, it'll definitely be worth it. So we'll be working with the neighbourhood team and our partners to trial this solution with around 50 customers in the new year, when they face what could be the bleakest of winters in memory. So we thought we'd just share that positive news before I hand over the team to share some more insight into how we approach innovation.
Last time we talked a little bit about who we are, what we do and what we're focused on, and we also introduced the concept of the innovation funnel, and this time we wanted to go a bit deeper into how we define opportunity areas and the discovery phase of our innovation funnel.
So firstly, what is discovery and what is an opportunity area? So opportunity areas are created from overall business strategy, trends, societal issues or insights from people. They're clearly defined and they're fundamentally based on real life problems for real people. They represent opportunities where the problem is big and impact could have long-term value, and they've got large scope. So what I mean by that is that they affect many different types of people with many different possible solutions there. We can have high impact, so a solution to solve one of the problems in the different opportunity areas could be 10 times better than what exists at the moment. And we've got a right to play, so we can, or we do, have credibility to play in the space that we're looking at. And finally, it's got to be a growing opportunity. The challenge isn't going away at all, but it's something that is accelerating and we need to do something about it.
So what is the discovery phase? The discovery phase is the first phase within our innovation funnel. And our aim here is to understand as much as possible, as quickly as possible, about the opportunity area we're seeking to explore. So we might want to understand what's the topic about, what are the main concepts, what are the main variables, what are the main dynamics, but also what are the challenges, what are the problems, what are the barriers that exist within this space, and that we might encounter once we try to start developing solutions to address those challenges. And what has been done in the past? What worked, what didn't work, what were the main learning outcomes, and how might we build on those existing learnings? So for this, we might consult existing solutions, we might read research projects, reports, books, listen to talks, read academic papers. We might consult experts and talk to key stakeholders who know more about the issue than we do, and we can learn from them. However, what's most important during this phase is that we talk to and empathize with the people for whom we're aiming to develop the solution. We need to understand those people who are most affected by this opportunity area. And so to do this, we might conduct primary research, such as interviews or questionnaires. We can consult secondary research from existing studies, or we can design and plan workshops to help us better understand the lived experiences of people for whom we're aiming to develop a solution. So once we've consulted all this existing evidence and gathered and analyzed all of these insights from the discovery phase, we're then in a much better position to start moving along in our innovation funnel towards ideation and the development of an initial prototype and a potential solution to address our challenge.
So that's what we mean when we talk about opportunity areas in the discovery phase. But what does that mean in reality? Here's a few examples of the projects we've been working on.
So one of the spaces that we're looking at within our discovery phase is that of financial well-being. And we've learned a lot over the past 6 months about the challenges facing communities across the UK and Wales on a road to a COVID-19 recovery. And financial inclusion and financial well-being is one of them. And even prior to COVID, this remained a challenge with things like access to banking in an ever-changing digital world, lack of financial literacy, capacity to absorb financial shock, or financial freedom to make choices for the future, all having an increasing impact on the people of Wales. And COVID has increased the importance of this area, with low-income families, infrastructure poor, and rural communities expected to be hit the hardest. And we also know that financial well-being isn't a singular kind of discrete challenge facing people. And we know that it's linked to things like data poverty, like mental well-being, economic infrastructure, and many other kind of different problems and challenge areas. But in order to tackle these kind of wide-ranging societal problems, we need to start making these connections. So you're probably wondering what we're trying to do to understand this. And we're partnering with an independent market researcher to explore this space and create engaging insights that will help us come up with new ideas to improve financial well-being in Wales. And we're currently in the process of running 2 pieces of research to explore this. So the first one being a piece of digital ethnography, where we're recruiting 20 individuals across Wales who are living with financial vulnerabilities, or they are financially vulnerable. And what we're trying to do here is really understand their lives, their aspirations, the barriers and challenges they face, and how finances and financial well-being has an impact on all of that. And the second piece of work is all about understanding the perception of financial well-being by speaking to influencers of public perception and policy, to see what the gap is between lived experience and perception in order to influence for a better kind of financial future for people. So we've got some really exciting interviews lined up with people in the media and political sphere, just to explore that a little bit more, which is super exciting. And once we've got all of that insight over the next kind of month or so, we're going to be designing and running an immersive kind of sprint or idea workshop, where we'll be engaging with colleagues within the organisation, within Harvard, as well as other external stakeholders and partners to come up with some new ideas for services, interventions, communications, products, or even policy that will help communities across Wales. So we're really excited to see where this space takes us, and we can't wait to take you on the journey with us as well.
One of the opportunity areas we've been working on is period poverty and the affordability of period products for our Harvard customers. We know that 1 in 10 girls in the UK can't afford period products, but what about adults? How is it affecting them, and how is it affecting our wider Harvard communities? We've been working alongside our neighbourhood coaching team, as well as an external organisation called Frame Collective and Cardiff Food Bank, to find out more. So far in our discovery phase, we've launched a question of the month. We'll be doing some Facebook polls and a survey. We also ran an ideation session to come up with some ideas for how we might give out products to people who need them. The plan for the new year is to launch a pilot that gives out free products to our customers and to monitor and see what the engagement is surrounding this. We know that affordability and accessibility of products is one of the main issues surrounding period poverty, but we know as well we need to look at shame, stigma and education surrounding menstruation to help fully tackle this issue. So watch out in the new year for our campaign.
Now, another really exciting opportunity area, which we've recently started to explore and which I'd like to briefly share with you now, surrounds the topic of community resilience. Now, we all know that the recently implemented neighbourhood coaching model has started to look more deeply at the lived experience of individual customers. We started to move away from the tenant-landlord relationship and become more engaged in people's lives, and started to understand at a deeper level what influences people's well-being, what influences their mental and their physical health, what is their lived experience on a day-to-day basis, and finally, what are the social ties, or the lack thereof, which people have with their family members, with friends, or with other people in their local communities. Now, past research on the topic of community and the resilience of communities is clear in that it shows what a strong impact that these types of programs can have on people's lives. We know, for example, that every pound invested in proactive and preventative community building programs are several times more effective than reactive, problem-oriented, and individual-based programs in a variety of areas, including homelessness prevention, healthcare, and social care. So for us as a housing association, it's really important to understand what are communities, and what are communities in the 21st century? How are they the same as or different from communities in the past? Are we, for example, moving away from geographically based communities and more towards communities which are based online? And what are the consequences of this for our customers? So in our current discovery phase, we're exploring these questions and aiming to understand, what does community really mean to different people? And what are the different components or variables of community which impact on the lives of our customers? And finally, what traditional and newly emerging solutions exist which aim to enhance the resilience of communities that people are a part of? And what makes those solutions either work, and what makes them fail, and what can we learn from this? So we want to draw inspiration and build on existing evidence from both past research and existing solutions to then create new solutions which are innovative and effectively enhance the community resilience of Havid customers.
So we hope that gave you a good idea of what we're up to at the moment, a bit of an update on some of our opportunity areas, and we really look forward to sharing some more with you in the new year when we get back to some of our live, albeit virtual events. But in the meantime, hope you have a fantastic break, have a great Christmas, have a great new year, and we'll see you then. Cheers.